Well, Bitcoin continues to please, and yesterday we broke through 80,000 and 81,000 have been tested today. And yes, we have now rolled back to $80,572. But the fact itself, plus 1.4% per day, elimination of shorts more than $224 million. And the bears who were betting on the fall of round numbers have been destroyed again. And what is happening? Analysts have recorded capital inflows. In 60 days, the capitalization of USDT has grown by $5.9 billion. Over the past 30 days, the industry has received $2.6 billion, and in general, the uptrend has turned around. The mood index has moved to the greed zone, and that's not always a good sign, but we will talk about it now. Also, while Bitcoin is in the lead, Toncoin has unexpectedly grew by 25%, and Pavel Durov stated Telegram takes the development of Ton into its own hands. The fees has decreased sixfold and the coin returned to the top 20. And Aave is demanding that the court lifts the arrest of 30,766 Ethereum blocked after a kelp hack. In general, we have a lot to discuss. Please like, subscribe, and let's get started. So an expert under the nickname Darforest analyzed the movement. Of the past 60 days, the total capitalization of USDT has increased by $5.9 billion, and at the beginning of March, the market was losing about $2 billion monthly, and now the trend has turned around. Over the past 30 days, the industry has received $2.6 billion. Demand remains moderate so far, but the indicators have been improving for several months in a row, and this supports the market recovery that began back in February. A special index that tracks a range from plus 100 to minus 100 has moved into the greed zone. Darforest regards this as a positive signal, and investors who are confident in growth are less likely to sell assets and prefer long-term storage. But at the same time, he urges caution. In January, the same increase in optimism was followed by a sharp correction. The market is approaching a potential turning point, and the big players need to be especially careful. Swing Japan experts analyzed the growth of crypto market in April and revealed significant differences in the structure of demand for two largest cryptocurrencies. Over the past month, Bitcoin has risen in price by 11.85% from $68,219 to $76,306. Ethereum grew more modestly by 7.28% from $2,103 to $2,256. Analysts call this trend a structural divergence. Now, key growth factors for Bitcoin: a positive premium on Coinbase exchange is an indicator of demand from American institutions and ETFs, and the constant outflow of coins from exchanges confirming the accumulation of assets by large players. The situation with Ethereum looks a bit different. Analysts did not register significant interest from the funds, and the price of Ethereum increased mainly due to a decrease in the pressure from sellers rather than active purchases. The market has stopped moving in uniform, and capital is distributed selectively, and Bitcoin's dominance will continue until there is a steady spot demand in the Ethereum market. While Bitcoin and Ethereum are sharing attention, Toncoin has launched a rocket. Pavel Durov stated that the Telegram team will develop the open network instead of the Ton Foundation. Telegram will become the largest validator of the network, and Durov called it the third of the 7 steps of the Make Ton Great Again initiative, and in the next 2 to 3 weeks, the developers will present an updated website, ton.org, new tools for builders, and improved blockchain performance. He also said that the commissions in the network decreased sixfold and approached almost zero, and this was the result of the Cat Chain 2.0 update, which was activated on April 9th, and the upgrade accelerated the production of blocks and increased the profitability of validators. Against the background of the news, the price of Ton coin increased by more than 25% per day. According to CoinMarketCap, the asset returned to the top 20 cryptocurrencies by capitalization with an indicator of $4.6 billion ahead of Litecoin and Avalanche. At the time of writing, the coin is trading at around $1.7, and for a token that was on the verge of disappearing until recently, this is a powerful comeback. And by the way, if you want to buy and trade cryptocurrencies, I would like to remind you again about the sponsor of my channel, which I used long before creating the channel. OKX Exchange is the best and most transparent solution for traders today, and if you want to join and get welcome bonuses while supporting my channel, see the link in the description box down below. Now to the situation around Aave. The team has filed an emergency motion with the US federal court, and they demand that the arrest be lifted from 30,766 Ethereum, which is about $73 million, and the funds were blocked by the Arbitrum Security Council after the kelp hack. In early May, the DAO of L2 Network launched a vote on the transfer of these funds to the DeFi United Fund, but the court of the Southern District of New York banned their use at the request of plaintiffs related to old cases of North Korean terrorist activities. The plaintiffs are seeking recognition of Ethereum as a part of a potential restitution. Their position is based on the assumption that Lazarus Group is behind the attack on kelp. Aave called the court's logic illegally untenable, and the founder of the protocol, Stani Kolichov, stated a thief does not own what he has stolen, and these funds belong to the users from whom they were stolen and no one else. Even temporary control over the stolen funds does not turn them into the property of an attacker and does not give grounds to consider them the property of the DPRK, he explained. And Aave demands that the ban on assets disposal be completely lifted or obliged plaintiffs to dispose a security deposit of at least $300 million in case of a damage from the further blocking. The protocol believes that prolonged retention of coins under judicial arrest jeopardizes the entire recovery mechanism after hacking and delays compensation to affected users, which is quite logical. Voting in the DAO Arbitrum will end on May 7th, and at the time of publication, more than 99% of participants support the transfer of DeFi United assets. But the court can block everything, we never know. And that's going to be it for today. Link to OKX is in the description box down below. Subscribe, click on that notification bell, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.